Hello, I'm a goat with a crown, and damn does time pass quickly. Welcome to Buckshot Roulette, a game that casually invented the empty shotgun shell for trolling purposes. Published by my Klubnika, at least I think I said that right.
Klubnika.
Close enough. This game was everywhere a few months ago, yet once everyone talked about it, no one seemed to care afterwards. Or at least until Pyrocynical made a 30-minute video on it.
Again, I hope you didn't forget about it while I went on that very brief tangent.
This game is simple but incredible. It has a very unique art style, the environment is very unsettling, the game is really goddamn replayable, and I bet when I release this video, multiplayer will be out. There we go.
Right, I'll tell you what, you fat little...
Although I will admit I'm not the best at gambling, so I'll just put a little card here to say if it really is out or not.
Infamous.
So anyway, what is Buckshot Roulette? Well, let me ask you something. Ever been utterly robbed before? Ain't matter, I've got cigarettes. He's probably about to get one too, which is about to piss me off, but... Fuck me. When you start the game, you are placed in an average fast food bathroom. There is not much to look at besides the graffiti and broken tiles, but it's still very accurate. All that's missing is a suspicious line of caster sugar on the table. While it may be a bit premature to say this, after completing the game once, the room updates and has a lot more features. There will be a square monitor placed on the sink table with cords coming out of a broken mirror. If you click on it, you'll turn it on and you'll be greeted by a few widgets that show data like your homicide rates, ammo wasted, property damage, lungs tarred, your bank account in cents, your crippling alcohol addiction, and the amount of pictures you will never have. But for whatever dumbass set this up needs to be smacked upside the head, because not only can't you play melee on it, but the cycle buttons don't even work. To navigate categories, you need to hit the full screen button, and you know that sounds idiotic by itself, I'm not gonna elaborate. But they did make an achievement for figuring out how it worked. Also, holy shit, this place really needs better security. Not only is the wall caved in, but someone spray painted afraid on the mirror. Am I afraid? Yeah dude, someone put my phone number on a urinal. Anyway, after taking in this real charming location, we then leave to see a giant rave is happening downstairs. Speaking of stairs, where the hell are they? How did this guy get up here? Are there two entrances to the toilets? Man, what has this world come to? I came here to shit, not play fucking FNAF 4.
Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through.
Welcome to the game room, a place that greets you with Devil Incarnate.
Hello, this is Stewie Griffin from Family Guy.
A Minecraft dedicated server, and contractual obligations. This guy is the dealer. He serves as the host and chairman of Buckshot Roulette and looks like a defected clay mold with Rayman hands. Only, you know, he plays Russian roulette and doesn't shoot up an office block. Before he explains the rules, we are required to sign a waiver disclaiming our impending lead head was a cause of our own misfortune. The maximum characters you can sign is 6, and like any good game, there is no censors on what you type. Fear me, for I am a wanker. And boy, do you know that's a scary name when you know it's not even the worst you can put in. I don't need to explain the rules of Russian roulette to you. The only difference in this case, however, is instead of a revolver, we use a pump-action 12-gauge shotgun. Although with the games I'm playing recently, that's probably for the best. Persona! Red shells represent live rounds and when fired will do damage to whoever sees inside of the barrel. These grey shells, however, are full of all the fucks I give, figuratively and literally. Shooting the dealer with a grey shell will not do damage to them and shows that you failed that mathematical probability test back in grade 5. In summary, shooting a blank at your opponent is similar to a block, but as demonstrated earlier, you have the option to either shoot the dealer or yourself. Huh. Hey YouTube, check out this cool Nerf gun. Wow, am I sure happy we're not playing with real guns, please don't age restrict me. Shooting the dealer is very self-explanatory, but why would one turn the gun around just to eat lead? Well, if it was the aforementioned blank shell you shot at yourself, you can take another turn. This means if you guesstimate your odds of keeping on track with the ratio of live to blank, you can strategize your next move. Oh motherfuck! The health system in the game are these charges on an in-game monitor. Once all the dealer's charges are out, you move on to the next round. You lose all your charges, however, and you lose.
Hey, you. Fight.
Very fair, I know. But fear not, once you lose a single charge, you are shocked back to life with with defibrillation and blood transfusions. Ah yes, the old I got shocked by electricity and now I'm back to life with no consequences trope. What I find most interesting in this game is that your playstyle can either be very safe or very aggressive and you would still get the same chances of winning. No matter how many parallel universes you telegraph, there is no telling which parallel universe you are in. And with my luck, it's not hard to see the outcome. Okay, so I am currently eating I have leftovers from last night's dinner, and it is beef mixture from spaghetti. There is no spaghetti, but I know that this shot is going to be blank. Anyway, now that you know the rules for a game that I said I wasn't going to explain, allow me to demonstrate what a real gambler is like at large. There is 1 live, 2 blank, favour for blank. While the odds are against me, there is no telling what this one will be, so I may as well play it safe and hope it works. It didn't work. It's okay, if this guy messes up, we can get a hit. And there it is. Okay, moving on. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't have games on my phone, good sir. This is the dealer's true form. After shooting him successfully once, he now has a habit for eating glass. For a first time player, yeah sure, I can see why they would find this scary. But you become really accustomed to it because not only will you never see his face change again, but it's also on the box art. It affects nothing gameplay wise. It might just be me, but the way he is designed makes me wonder what would happen if we put his head in a hydraulic press. Next round, you are given a box. Inside the box, you can get 2 of 5 different types of items. The magnifying glass, when broken, allows you to take a peek in the chamber to see the next shell. This is a very powerful tool as it all but confirms what your next move is. But do use it wisely, as using it too soon into a set and finding a blank may grant you safety for this shot. Why did I say that as a negative? Well, let's just put it this way. It does virtually nothing to help you with the next shell. A controversial but interesting item you can get is a single can of beer. Swigging an entire can within less than a second shows that this game has a never before seen theme that being an alcoholic provides massive dividends. Except for maybe TF2. Cheers mate, I'll drink to that, uh-oh. After finishing the can, you rack the shotgun once and eject the current shell. While sounding conceptually useless, I like to treat it as a second wind magnifying glass. Yeah, if you accidentally discard a live, that may have been a wasted item, but it also is 1 less round you could have been shot by. And on the flip side, if you rack a blank, that's 1 less shell you won't waste a turn on. So I guess the only way to know if it worked or not is to chug that like it's no one's business. Actually, now that I say that aloud, isn't alcohol bad for you in the first place? And why are we drinking beer just to get rights to use a shotgun for what it's used for? Let's not question it. If they can't let us drive, we may as well operate a gun.
No. I would never let you through here. I would shoot myself first, okay? Now beat it.
Let me help you with that. While the magnifying glass may be cool, in my opinion, the saw is the MacGuffin of this game. Activating the saw causes you to circumcise the shotgun, making it a sawed-off pump action. Now when you shoot it, it deals double damage. I'm sure this is just a symbolic way for the dealer to make sure that the next shot does 2 charges, but the logic behind it is nonsensical. But don't be fooled, because this item, as previously mentioned, is easily the best. Yes, Your Honor, I did say the magnifying glass is Christmas morning, but this shit is Halloween night. Knowing what the next shot is or being able to guess judging on what shell was ejected last can sometimes give access to a free hit. But there is nothing more tragic in this world than being promised double damage only for you to get no damage at all. Here is live audio feed for when I sawed off the shotgun with a blank shell. Once the shot is fired, the shotgun regains its barrel through regeneration. Don't ask me how it works, I've stopped asking myself. Handcuffs can be summarised in one phrase: legal detainment. Deploying the item will skip the opposition's next turn. If I were to describe it in fighting terms, handcuffs are the closest thing we get to frame trapping. We check the conditions when to use the move, and once executed perfectly, we are able to dish out devastating combos. Hell, we can even use the handcuffs to achieve the highest DPS in a single turn. If you somehow have 2 saws, handcuffs, and the luck of a CSGO contraband owner, then you can serve out a devastating 4-charge meal. Only for the dealer to smoke a copious amount of cigarettes and get their health back. Speak of the devil, cigarettes in this game are rolled up to what I assume is healing herbs. Take that terminology as you will. Having a joint reclaims 1 charge of lost health. Now, this item is great. Or is it? You see, this is the game's equivalent of a double-edged sword. When you use it, it's fair and balanced. When the dealer uses it, there's not really much to say about this item. Use it when you need to, and don't use it when you're at max health, as it won't work. But sometimes when I know I'm about to win, I like to smoke it just to assert dominance and show him he was just outplayed by a professional Frenchman. Now that you know how they work, you now need to try and get to round 3. And oh boy, round 3 is interesting. It's so interesting that they changed history to make the Roman numeral for 3 a skull and bones. You now receive 4 items per reload and a slight twist in the game. When you observe the game monitor, there are 2 defective charges at the end of the gauge. Once either you or the dealer reach that mark, it turns from heaven or hell to do or die. Now that the life machine is broken, the receiver now has no more chance of being revived. This is it, the final showdown, a duel of fates if you will. All items now turn from assets to win conditions. In terms of life, right now, it's for keeps. Here we go. I'm at full health. It's been a long journey. Please be alive. Was easy. We receive a high cash reward and 60k! I risk my entire well-being for 60k. It's whatever, at least we get to keep the magical shotgun. Well, that was fun, but now what? The game's done and all I got was this shitty TV. Hang on, does that have a pulse? Allow me to introduce you to this here capsule case. Consuming the pills in the case enables double or nothing mode, with effects that are so strong it fixes the wall. Quick disclaimer, no matter how cool the idea of taking pills to fix your construction problems are, please don't do drugs undiagnosed. Hell, don't take them when they're found in a bathroom. Double or nothing is the roguelike feature in this game, as dying will not allow you to retry. Dying in the base game results in a revive from this mysterious doctor telling you to go back and kick the dealer's ass. And if you're anything like me when it comes to naming characters, you'll probably accidentally get insulted. Get up, pussy. The night is still young. In Double or Nothing mode, you're just sent straight back to the start of the game. The rules of the game don't change, but actually I lied, there is a twist. After 3 rounds, you are asked if you want to play again and double the rewards if you live, or cash out immediately. Keep in mind, as of this point in time, the money that you achieve is meaningless and worth nothing. If anything, you should just treat it as a high score. So in reality, if you lose a high scoring run, nothing of value is technically lost. Unless you're going for these 2 achievements, then your sanity is also in the prize pool. Activating this mode also allows you to benefit from a few exclusive items. The expired medication is what would happen if you used the saw on cigarettes but also garnished them with gunpowder. You have a 50% chance of recovering 2 charges, but the other 50% will take away 1. And before you try it, no, cutting cigarettes in half does not double the cigarettes you have. What I like about it though is that it fits perfectly with the previously mentioned playstyles. For those who are risk takers can go all in when they're down on their last charge, giving them a coin flip chance to either counter or embrace death. Or if you're a little bitch and have taken double damage, you can try and gain the health back. One is more toxic than the other. The burner phone is used to foresee the status of a future shell by calling an unknown accomplice.
What if Raven Team Leader
had a bill.
But for whatever reason, they never seem to care to tell you what the next shell is. Because if they do, then the magnifying glass is no longer S tier. This makes things extra interesting because this requires a long attention span. Because if you don't have that, then you may have trouble remembering the 6th shell is live and go to shoot yourself. Next up is adrenaline, Buckshot Roulette's legalized form of theft. Injecting the adrenaline through what I assume is a plug of an outlet made by someone smoking stuff I didn't know could go in cigarettes allows you to instantly steal and use an item from the dealer.
Alright kids, this better be good. I was in the forest wrestling with a bear claw.
A friend of mine usually plays this game when he's bored and has dubbed this the Jack Tax. I'll give you 2 guesses what his name is and the first 3 don't count. Oh, shit. Hang on. Hey Jack, what's up?
We paid you Jack Tax.
There is no denying that this is powerful, even though I've said that for a majority of the items here. But the meta for when the dealer has an adrenaline is to smoke every cigarette you have regardless of your charges. Doing so prevents him from siphoning your healing source and fills your lung with 20 more Mulberry Lights than you had 5 seconds ago. Now for the final item exclusive to Double or Nothing, this is by far the most illogical item in the game. And that's really saying something because we got the medical cigarettes, the coin flip fighter gummies, the sharpness 5 saw, the alcoholic failsafe and countless more. So, what does the polarity inverter do? It switches the next blank and live rounds. Blanks magically get balls stuffed inside them and live rounds become shells of their former self. Now, don't get me wrong, the inverter is great, but I rarely use it because I am what the kids these days call a pussy. Literally, wanker is dead, this is my legal name now. But god man, the dealer uses this shit so much to the point I suspect he reuses condoms. Instead of being civilized and turning the switch, this guy straight up bashes it in. Look man, it's not that complicated. If you know what the next shell is, use it or don't. I'm not gonna judge. And that's about it. That is everything about Buckshot Roulette's game cycle. You're stuck in a loop of constant gambling and always being one step away from being a guest star on Dumb Ways to Die. How do I get out of this one? Good question, I don't. Unless first I smoke a cigarette, then I smoke a cigarette, then I drink beer, I use handcuffs, and then I shoot myself. Well, that's what we would interpret, but what about the actual story? This game provides so much more questions than answers. Who is the dealer? Why does the smoker outside and TV disappear when you activate Double or Nothing mode? Who added a sus label on my normal pills? Why doesn't the blood transfusions cut for Double or Nothing mode, and why do we instantly respawn? How the hell do we survive a shotgun shell to the head in the first place? Why is this on Mike's Twitter? And here's the most confusing question yet. What the fuck? Even if there are so many unanswered questions, I like how we aren't completely left in the dark. There are many hints behind the dealer's backstory, but in the grand scheme of things they don't tell us anything. On round 2 of normal mode we can see a contract inscribed with the initials stating God. The contract appears to be the exact same copy of what we had to sign, only this time it was covered in bloodstains, indicating whoever signed it wasn't very lucky. Now of course it could very well be some smartass signing up under the name of the Lord, but on round 3 if we die we get a secret ending. An ending where we're sent to what I assume is the afterlife. And not only that, we see these spikes everywhere piercing through the very fabric of reality. There's actually an achievement dedicated for finding this ending called Bronze Gates. It rains metal here. The place looks really empty, and once we click on the gates it has stated that we have died and recommends we start a new game. So with all that in mind, this could imply one of two things. The Bible hasn't included the most recent patch notes to Christ Start Online, or, in a more serious tone, the very being that we are standing in front of has killed God. I love this game. The theme of knowing so little and just doing as the game is told with no questions asked is something pretty rare these days. And still managing to tell a story is a very impressive feat. Like, seriously, what was the last game you played that throws features at you saying it's an essential and utmost important part of the game's lore? Hello 47, today you will be replacing this guy's golf ball with an explosive device. Here's what you are supposed to do. And here is what I actually do.
Oh shit, there he is, that's the guy. Q.
Something I'd like to mention as well, I've seen quite a lot of friends saying that they can't afford the game. Merely saying this is a crime on its own. No, I'm not saying you should dump $90 into this game, dump $5. It's very affordable, and the fact that it's $5 in the first place is a massive steal. But hey, let's say you can't afford that, well there's always that shitty Roblox counterpart.
How did he get that face?
So, let's come back to the title. In Buckshot Roulette, luck is a skill. While it may not seem like it, a large portion of one's victory is how they use their items rather than how many coin flips they win. Round 1 has no items, and that is the introduction to what seems like an ordinary Russian roulette game. But when items are introduced, it feels like luck turns into a tool rather than a reliance. Once you're into the correct mindset, you'll know that if you're gonna get shot, then mother of mercy, you're gonna get shot. But all the while that knowing out there is a small chance you might actually not. So, to end this all off, what is one nugget of wisdom you should take when playing this game? Well, it's simple really. To quote Lance Conrad, only a fool would underestimate a man with nothing to lose. Unless you know you're a dumbass.